School caste system boys edition. Have you ever heard of the term school caste system? It refers to a situation in school or within a class where certain individuals stand out, others are considered average, and some are overlooked or even disregarded, similar to a caste system. In this article, we will discuss the experiences of someone known to the author who went from the bottom to the top of the school caste system, as well as an analysis of this information. First of all, I believe that many people may feel stressed when they become too conscious of the term school caste system and experience a gap between their ideal and reality in their current life. This should be avoided at all costs because feeling inferior to others and having a sense of inadequacy in social relationships can potentially worsen those relationships. For example, imagine sharing a friend's embarrassing story just to make others laugh and draw attention to yourself. This type of behavior is often driven by the desire to be the center of attention and can cause irreparable damage to your friend's trust in you. Even if the people around you continue to see you in the same light after just one conversation. Losing a friend's trust can also lead to losing the trust of others in their circle. In situations where one feels inferior to others and experiences a sense of inadequacy, it is difficult to achieve satisfactory results, and it may even lead to depression and other mental health issues. The unremarkable or invisible people. The unremarkable or invisible people are those who are not good at communication, excel in specific areas of conversation, but struggle with others, have minimal reactions, and have an unremarkable appearance. They don't express themselves much and don't engage in attention-grabbing behaviors. They also may not be able to tell universally funny jokes. However, their personalities are often average when actually talked to. They are sometimes judged negatively for their odd laughter or speaking habits. The normal people. The normal people are those who can communicate normally and have a wide range of topics to talk about. They can tell somewhat interesting stories, react appropriately, and have an unremarkable appearance. They express themselves in a normal way and occasionally engage in attention-grabbing behaviors. They can tell universally funny jokes occasionally, but their conversations are generally unmemorable. People who stand out in a classroom. People who stand out in a classroom have strong communication skills and are able to talk about topics that are popular within their group or school. They may also be a source of trends within their group or school. Their reactions are big and they have a strong presence. They tend to pay attention to their appearance, or may naturally be handsome or beautiful. They often engage in actions that draw attention. They enjoy telling stories that appeal to everyone and are actively involved in creating stories that will appeal to everyone. When given the chance to speak, they often leave a lasting impression with their conversation. They might talk about topics that others don't, or their reaction to something may be memorable. In summary, these are the characteristics of each group. But what sets them apart? Let me tell you about the experiences of an acquaintance of the author who went from the bottom to the top. Quiet people often feel intimidated when communicating with more outgoing individuals. This is often due to the overwhelming nature of the conversation rather than fear of how they are perceived by others. Quiet individuals may have limited opportunities to engage in conversations outside of their established social circle, leading them to become flustered when unexpectedly interacting with others. It is important to note that being a quiet person does not mean one has a warped personality, but rather may simply lack the ability to express themselves effectively. Most quiet individuals are kind and compassionate individuals who simply struggle with self-promotion. If you identify as a quiet person, it is essential to take steps to engage in conversations and prepare yourself to participate in various social situations. Listening to the types of conversations happening around you and practicing joining in can help you become more comfortable with social interaction. It may take a few tries, but with time and practice, you can become more confident and find your voice. If you are struggling to find your voice, consider seeking guidance from a trusted classmate who is respected by your peers, and whom you feel comfortable confiding in. Remember, everyone has a unique perspective to offer, and your input is valuable. Ordinary people have average communication skills and are positioned within the average range. This is not necessarily a bad thing, but if you don't leave a lasting impression, you may become someone who is not chosen. Many people still hesitate to promote themselves and do not do so. In romantic situations, this can often result in being seen as just a nice person. If you consider yourself to be an ordinary person, try to find your own unique selling point. People who stand out in the class are often good at making an impression, which leads to them being recognized by everyone in the class. However, in reality, they may be acting selfishly. By selfishness, I don't mean it in a negative sense, but rather the ability to turn their selfishness into something humorous, or the power to make others allow them to be selfish. They may also be pushing the boundaries within what is allowed or in a gray area. They tend to make self-promotion without being too concerned about others' opinions. We talked about the hierarchy of school cliques, but in individual conversations with people in each group, the quiet ones, the average ones, and the popular ones, there isn't much of a difference. People in each group behave age-appropriately, with their own flaws and consideration for others. It's a common misconception that the popular kids are either exceptionally kind or irritating. The only differences are in appearance, communication style, and self-promotion methods. Finally, regardless of where you fall in the school hierarchy, success or failure in the future is a separate matter. School is just school and is entirely different from the real world. It's a shame to view relationships in terms of hierarchy. People don't appreciate those who are preoccupied with ranking. Behaving in a way that avoids being looked down upon is actually what leads to being looked down upon. Even if not spoken, the other person will still pick up on it. Human relationships continue to be relevant throughout life, even after graduation. With a little learning and action, anyone can become the person they want to be. If this video is well received, we will share more content on this topic in the future.